There's a song so deeply tied to a blockbuster film that it feels impossible to imagine one without the other. A track that soared to #1 in over half a dozen countries, won an Oscar, and defined a generation's idea of cinematic romance. But what if I told you? The band behind that song didn't even want to record it. What if the very hit that gave them global fame also broke them apart? This is the true, unbelievable story behind Take My Breath Away.
Take my breath away.
You're watching Behind the Hit, where we uncover the shocking, forgotten, and untold stories behind the songs you thought you knew. Hit that subscribe button now if you want more music legends unraveled like this. In early 1986, the Hollywood power duo Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer had a problem. Top Gun, their testosterone-fueled fighter pilot movie starring Tom Cruise, was almost ready to launch. But the soundtrack, arguably the emotional spine of any great 80s movie, was missing its heart. They already had their heroic theme, the instrumental Top Gun anthem composed by Harold Faltermeyer. But that wasn't enough. The producers wanted two songs, one high-octane rock track to accompany fighter jets screaming across the sky, and one haunting, unforgettable love ballad that could anchor the emotional storyline between Maverick and Charlie. So they turned to a man with a golden touch. Enter Giorgio Moroder. By 1986, Moroder was already a music legend. He'd won an Oscar for Flashdance. What a Feeling produced hits for Donna Summer and shaped the sound of an entire decade with his synthesizer-driven style. Simpson and Bruckheimer were confident he could deliver again, but even geniuses hit walls. According to Moroder in a 2008 interview, he submitted two initial tracks for Top Gun. Both were rejected. The producers weren't feeling them. Moroder was deflated, but not out. So he went back to his studio and came up with something called Danger Zone. The producers loved it, but there was one catch. Danger Zone was a go, but Columbia Records, distributor of the soundtrack, had conditions. They didn't want just any vocalist. They wanted someone already signed to them, someone bankable, someone who could sell records. So Moroder's demo, sung by Joe Pizzullo, was sent around to potential stars. The first call? Bryan Adams. But Adams flat out refused. According to multiple interviews, he believed Top Gun glorified war, and he didn't want to be part of a film with a strong militaristic message. That's a verified report. Adams was outspoken about avoiding projects that promoted violence or nationalism. Next on the list, the band Toto. They were interested, until they were told the producers only wanted their lead singer's vocals, not the rest of the band's instrumentation. Feeling sidelined, Toto walked away too. Moroder now had a hit song, and no one to sing it. Then came the second track, the one no one saw coming. Unlike Danger Zone, this next song didn't even have lyrics yet. Moroder had a melody, a haunting, slow-burning, synth-driven arrangement, but his go-to lyricists were unavailable. That's when fate, literally, pulled into the driveway, a red Ferrari, squealing brakes, and a young mechanic named Tom Whitlock. Whitlock, who was working at a garage that serviced luxury cars, fixed Giorgio Moroder's Ferrari brakes. They struck up a casual friendship. One day, Whitlock mentioned he wrote lyrics on the side. Moroder was intrigued, desperate even. So he handed the 20-something a cassette with two demos, one for Danger Zone and one for an untitled ballad with the phrase, "Take My Breath Away," already embedded in the chorus. Whitlock got in his car, played the tape, and began scribbling ideas while driving. 2 days later, he returned with the lyrics. And just like that, Take My Breath Away was born.
Take my breath away.
In a garage, in a car, from a chance conversation. With music and lyrics ready, Moroder needed a voice. He first approached Martha Davis, lead singer of the Motels. She listened to the track and reportedly said, "That's a hit." But it didn't move forward. In a later interview, Davis explained that sometimes in the music business, you record a spec vocal, a placeholder, without knowing if it'll go anywhere. Then Moroder called Terry Nunn, the vocalist for Berlin. He'd worked with her before and needed a quick vocal demo. Here's the twist. According to Berlin's bassist and co-founder John Crawford, Terry was never supposed to be the final vocalist. She was a placeholder. Moroder planned to replace her with a bigger name once the studio approved the track. But when he heard her rendition, he didn't change a thing. Berlin, best known for edgier synth rock hits like The Metro, had nothing to do with this track. They didn't write it. They didn't play on it. They weren't even told it existed until Top Gun premiered. According to multiple interviews, including a 2016 feature in Rolling Stone, John Crawford said he never stepped into the studio. He didn't hear the song until the public did. "I never played on it, never wrote a word, never had anything to do with it," he said. The only connection was Terry's voice. The rest of the band? Completely blindsided. Terry Nunn wasn't just a voice on tape. She made subtle but powerful changes to the way "Take My Breath Away" was delivered. In a later interview, Nunn said she found the melody stiff, too rigid. So she elongated some phrases, added emotional phrasing, and made the performance more fluid. Watching every motion in this foolish lover's game. She let the notes breathe, the drama swell. Moroder was reportedly resistant to some of the embellishments, but eventually, even he had to admit, her changes elevated the track. And the label? They were ecstatic. Columbia Records pushed to include Take My Breath Away on Berlin's upcoming album, Count 3 and Pray, even though it clashed with the band's sound. More than that, it changed the movie. According to producer Jeffrey Katzenberg and editor Billy Weber, the famous love scene between Maverick and Charlie, featuring the full song, was not originally in the film. It was added later, just to showcase Take My Breath Away in full. That's how much impact the song had. The rest is history, sort of. When Top Gun premiered, Take My Breath Away exploded. It hit #1 in the US, the UK, Ireland, and the Netherlands. It won the Academy Award and the Golden Globe for Best Original Song in 1986. But success came at a price. Terry Nunn didn't attend the Oscars. She declined the offer to perform the song on live TV because she wasn't given a solo spot, only a medley slot. In a 2014 interview, she said, "I regret it, mostly for my mother. She wanted to see me perform on that stage." Internally, Berlin was falling apart. The song had been forced onto their album. Its style clashed with their identity. Some members resented that they'd now have to perform a ballad they didn't make, forever. Others saw it as an opportunity, tours, exposure, a legacy. But the rift widened, and eventually, the band split. Today, Take My Breath Away is remembered as one of the most iconic movie songs of all time. It transcended the band that sang it, elevated a film, and cemented its place in pop culture. But for Berlin, it's a bittersweet reminder, a song that wasn't theirs, a hit they didn't want, and yet the one track they'll always be remembered for. Sometimes, the biggest wins come with the deepest wounds. If you thought you knew the story behind Take My Breath Away, now you know what was hidden beneath the synths and spotlight. And there's so much more where that came from. Hit subscribe to Behind the Hit and turn on notifications, because next time, we're revealing the truth behind a rock ballad that destroyed a friendship, ended a career, and still plays at every wedding.